This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Here we are back, Superior Bait and Tackle. Seagan Lane, one of the best stops you could make if you're looking for information or any bait you want. If you can't get it, you Mark and John and all those people here, they'll order it for you and they'll get it in a few days. You'll be surprised. So want to thank them. They've been doing it right now for over a year and a half, 2 years. I want to thank all of them here. Come by here and stop here. Look like we're getting a pretty good crowd on Monday mornings. We had about 5, 6, 7 people come in right now getting rods fixed. So this is a shout out to Mark and the rest of his crew right now. So come by Superior Bait and Tackle. Got a very busy week again. Things are starting to slow down a little bit for me because I got some family stuff that came up. I made the trip last week. It was a dreams come true fishing trip. We donated it to them. Island Marina, another deal that they take and help donate that. We had Captain Clint DeOrmus. We had David Barras. I say Barras, but his daddy says that's Barra, the way they pronounce it in Lafayette in that area. David Barra and Mike Donner. Mike owns Mike's Marina in that area. They've been going to the last few fun shoots or sporting clays that they have in Maurice, and they donated a lot of money, and they've received this trip. Now, one thing about this trip is we're going to talk about it on the trip, on the show, is that Mike Donna's daughter was the recipient of a Disney trip from Dreams Come True. So we got to hear what he has to say and how much it affected his life and his family. We had a skeet shoot and something real close to me. I say a skeet shoot. My grandson, Blake, he's been on show many a times, big outdoorsman, but he got married. He got married Saturday in Ville Platte, and we had a reception, had a big reception that went on in Washington, Louisiana, where my in-laws, all of them were from. It was just brought back a lot of memories. I ain't been there, but Ville Platte people, you know they're all about hunting and fishing and family. And the Bullock family put on a wedding you wouldn't believe. The reception was at a big hall. I'm trying to think, it's something about, boy, I forget the name of the reception hall, but big, beautiful on Main Street in Washington. But the thing is, the rehearsal supper, well, a great job my son-in-law and my daughter put on, and believe it, for 78 people. It just don't leave nothing to chance. Everything was beautiful. But those boys are all hunting and fishermen in the wedding, and her family, Margot Buller, the bride, she's a big hunter and fisherman. Her daddy, she hunts with her grandpa, her daddy. They had a cake, what they call a groom's cake. It's a retriever on the head, you know, retriever's head on the top of the cake with a duck in his mouth and shotgun shells in the background. It was just amazing how they included that. But these families are so close, both sides. My side, I was so proud to look at all my brothers and sisters and cousins and my kids and grandkids. And the same thing, it was a big crowd, but topped it off, we talk about dreams come true and Trinity Outdoors. We went to Nob Hill. That's where the groomsmen spent the night and everything after the rehearsal supper before the wedding. And Saturday morning they got up, and Dr. Chuck Ashwell and his daughter, they took us on a tour to show us how they breeding those deer and how they getting them in, how they following regulations. Well, years ago, I made 2 or 3 hunts over there and filmed some hunts with some young boys that were handicapped. One of them was Brandon Boyd, rest his soul. It was over there, and he killed a hog. But Dr. Ashwell is constantly doing things with Whitetail Unlimited and different other, organizations that help them, but especially Trinity Outdoors. Jason Bland and them have used it, and he donates. He gives a lot back to society and to the area there in Ville Platte. He's famous. But these boys had a great time, and they put together a little skeet shoot, a little thing in one of the properties, and we participated. So we're going to run a little of the B-roll. I wanted you to see it. I am so proud of my family, and so honored now that our family and the Buller families are all together. So, Mr. Buller, your heritage, and everybody in the world knows you and your family in Ville Platte and Evangeline Parish, St. Landry Parish. This is a shout out to you. I even got a few, made you give me a little shout out. So let's go back, and I'll tell you what, we got a tournament report, fishing report. Got another Chaz video. They're killing those fish over there, those redfish. So stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana, here at Island Marina. We're going on our Dreams Come True trip. We gave it away last year, but it took us a long time. Y'all so busy. They got Mr. David Barres and Mike Donna, excuse me,
Yes, sir.
Mike. I was talking, y'all been supporting Dreams Come True for a while. He was telling me that you had a daughter that was a participant in Dreams Come True, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
She was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 2.5 years old, and Dreams Come True met up with us probably about 6 months after she was diagnosed, and they gave us a dream trip, and our dream trip was to go to Disney World for 7 days. And they sent us, and it was an amazing experience. They did a wonderful.
What hospital was she in?
Women's and Children's in Lafayette.
Okay, didn't have to travel.
No.
Well, guys, I want to thank y'all. Y'all were asked to won last week again at the clay shoot.
Yes, sir.
And y'all always donate and trip. I see you got special interest, and now I do.
Yes, sir.
Got special interest. So we got one of the better guys here at Island Marina, Cindy Almas. He's been on some redfish and specs been hard. So y'all ready to go and break the black cloud? What about you?
Ready to do it.
David? Huh?
Ready to do it.
Let's do it. We're gonna get him in his boat. He's on camera right now. I hope you don't make a choice there.
All the pressure's on him.
All the pressure. There you're right. Well, we got a long island right now. Tell me, where we starting this morning?
We're gonna fish in the south side of Lake Catherine, chasing some redfish. We're catching a bunch of little juveniles, the rat reds, the undersized ones. But in the mix of it are definitely some slot redfish. And the ones that are slot are beautiful redfish. I'm talking 24, 26 inches long. So we're gonna sift through those rat reds, get some bigger reds in the box. We're gonna work in Lake Catherine and then move out towards Wrigley's Pass, try to get in a little cleaner water, and work some areas over there. It's been pretty successful.
What about the flounder? You told me the last couple of weeks you've been bringing a few flounder in, huh?
3 days ago, we had actually a triple hookup. I had one red and two flounders on at the same time. I'm very excited to see that the flounders are showing up. It's a good sign for our fisheries. Flounders want that salt water. I know a lot of people's got concerns about this river water coming in, but if the flounders are showing up, that's a good sign. Yes, we had 4 beautiful flounder about 3 days ago, so hopefully we'll get on some of them today as well.
Yeah, a lot of people concerned, but y'all captain's been bringing them in.
We definitely been catching, working hard. People don't be scared about this river water. It's not affecting what the red fishing is doing. We're gonna get on them today. We're gonna have a great time. Come on out, come fish the area. On the shrimp, the black spot is actually the shrimp's brain. So what I usually do is I hold it belly to belly, just barely hold it, open up this finger all the way to the front, underneath the horn, go in front of the brain, under the horn, and just push it through. Reason why I like hooking them in that position is, one, a shrimp is basically going to do as we call crawfish. When she evades, she does like this. So a fish is going to attack this way. So it's always going to attack from the tail. If you look the way the hook is facing, now when it attacks this way and you go to set the hook is going to set. People do hook them in the tails and make them live longer, but I find when you hook them in the tails, you're going to get less strikes off of it because the shrimp is trying to evade backwards.
Depends
and your hook
how
is in the wrong
healthy
spot.
your fish is.
Look at that. That's what we're looking for. Don't get in front of the camera. There you go. I missed the hook set.
I was more interested in
Let me get on him in case he gets off. Look at that blue tail. Let me see your hand, get it. What'd I tell you? You owe me a quarter. Pretty, the blue tail. What people say about a blue tail?
Blue tail says they're feeding. What it actually is that's her perfume for the males. To let her know she's ready to mate. Obviously when they're ready to mate, they're ready to eat. So it's true, they are eating.
So the first 2 years that she was diagnosed, they suggest that you stay away from people and stay in your home, so you don't have any chance of infection or anything like that. So after she was able to leave the house, we hadn't done anything for almost 2 years. We were able to go to Disney World, and Dreams Come True supported the entire deal, paid for the whole deal. We stayed in a neighborhood that we actually stayed in a house that was like a castle. And it's called Give Kids the World, I think is the name of the place that we stayed. And then also they give you a tag on her shirt. So when we went into all the parks, they treated her like royalty. I mean, we went to the front of the line for everything. Every character came and gave her a hug. And as a family, when you haven't been able to do anything for a long time and you're very nervous about your child, you know, and how sick she is, it was just a great thing for me and my family. And it made me forget about everything that was going on and just pay attention to my wife and my kids and how, you know, awesome the whole situation was, you know.
Mike, how old is she now?
She's 9 years old and she's awesome. And she just went yesterday to a doctor visit, and they just put her on every 6-month checkups. So all of her counts are great, and she's healthy as can be right now, and hopefully everything stays that way. With dreams come true and the Lord up above, we all good. You know, thank the Lord.
Doubled up.
Starting to get a little action here. I knew Clint was fine. Oh yeah, he gonna keep. He got a double. One a keeper, one ain't. Let me see David. Hold on, David.
Yeah, take a good picture. It might be the last one.
Nah, David, we on
The
them.
first one, baby.
We on them, David. Clint figuring them out. I don't know what it is.
Is it a red?
Soon hit the water.
A little red?
Dead front. You smile, Clint. What happened there?
Your hook
The
came
hook
off.
come off, Clint. You tied that knot? Yeah. Clint.
Little Penn Battalion rye.
Another keeper. Another one, boy. That's perfect size. Well, how come it took you so long, Clint?
We just had to find them, Mr. Gary. We just had to find them. We on them now.
You found them. You always do.
Patience is a virtue. Good things come to those who wait. One thing that we've noticed with our fish here in Slidell area, we're starting to get a lot of redness in the tails, even on the bodies. It's not affecting the fish themselves. It's not affecting, you know, as far as eating them, so on and so forth. But with the influx of that river water, not so much the fresh water coming in, but we believe that it has to do with a lot of the chemicals that'll be filtering down in here. And what it's doing is, and this is strictly my opinion, but it almost looks like chemical burns that are actually on the fish. You can see the fish's tail is irritated.
Yeah. Could be parasites too.
Could be parasites as well.
He's right up. He's a little bitty, but he's right up against the bank. Right on the bank. Come on. Play for the camera. You're pretty. I'm gonna pull hard. And that shrimp. Ah! Stay still. Ain't big enough. I'm gonna kiss you? Nah. Yeah. These my bait, you catching my fish? PLA. You might better quit on the keeper.
He's in a box.
He's gonna make it.
Might keep. Go ahead and measure. There you go. Oh yeah, wait.
I got another one in the frying pan. Got Mama eating some fresh fish tonight.
Good deal.
Oh, look at the size of this puppy.
What is that? Oh, it's a big nasty gar.
Big.
Yeah.
I can't believe they hitting them shrimp.
You said you wanted. Said you could clean
Let me
the
get
shit
him
out
on.
of them things. There you go.
Now you talking about some boulette. Hey, that boulette there, buddy. I'm serious, y'all. Y'all might want to take him home.
You clean them, we'll bring them.
You know, I don't have an axe.
You can just actually, once you pull his head out the water, he'll hold.
Cut that thing.
Come
I
on,
am.
we got to get some axe.
Ain't nothing but a good way to get hurt. Now, if you got a 22.
Alligator, go! Boy, you better be lucky. They got these cages in here.
You ready?
They don't feel like fooling with you. They don't feel like fooling with you.
39 set hook.
Well, I don't know. Y'all not true Cajuns. That's all I tell you. That's boulette. Anywhere I go. There you go. There you go.
Got another line.
yeah.
Got another keeper, brother. Putting some fish in the box at least.
Yeah, y'all gonna have that fish fry.
Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
So I don't get too long again, let's make another trip. We're going right back to Nob Hill Plantation, or I guess you call it farmer. It's a deer farmer. Nob Hill Lodge at Dr. Chuck Ashwell. Can I have one of them? No.
Yes, sir. This is our hunting operation. We have a breeding operation. Then we have the Nob Hill hunting back there. We have 1,200 acres, high fence. The fence is 6.5 miles around it. We ride the fence every day for poachers and for things that break through. We actually had a mountain lion over here last year.
Really?
Yeah, cougar over here.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Nob Hill Hunting Club, Hunting Lodge in Ville Platte, Louisiana.
Cool.
Go on, Jay.
Aim a little under it. There you go. All right, you got one more.
Piece of it.
Cool.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
I quit on them.
Got them both.
Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We're going to put the little tournament report, we're going to put a news tournament report, put it together. I'm going to try to make it quick. The big news right now this week, a lot of the reports came in on the catch with snapper, reached 200,000 pounds, which is only 25% of the total catch. So the weekend catch, the 3-day weekend catch, and I remind you too, in July, on the July 4th week, you're going to have 4 days. So you still got about 75% of our total to be caught. So it's a good chance we'll run all the way into past Labor Day. So that is the news now. And the tournament report, oh man, I'm going to tell you what, I got to apologize to Mr. Storm Daniels. Let me tell you, Mr. Storm Randall, excuse me, I called him Stormy Daniels. Y'all know who that is. Look, False River Cookie Jar Tournament this past week was Dr. Ron Radzikowski and Henry Newchurch. They had 12.5 pounds. Second was Paul Peters by himself at 9.84. Third was Trey Alamo and Charles Mullins with 4.7. Now last week we showed the pictures, but I got to rambling and forgot to mention who the winners were. So last week it was David Pluckett and Darryl Crumhope with 15.41. That's a 3-pound average, guys. And they had Big Bass at 5.31. Storm Randall and Stuart Woodman was second, 11 pounds 6. Mark Juneau and Roland Malazzo were third. I apologize, Storm. Keep it up, and I won't make them mistakes no more. I get talking fast here, and y'all see, I'm not the most articulate person in the world, but I'm trying to do the best I can to get it all out. All right, another big tournament, and I want to thank to Winston Michel and his wife for always sending us report. This is the Fishes of Men tournament. I think they were in Sonnet. The first place was Willie Couch, and Warren Couch was 16.25. Second, Malcolm Smith and Gary Christian. And they also had Big Bass of 4.39. They had 13.85. Third was well, okay, let me read my own writing. House Artsog and Jared Oquan with 11.4. Tom Goins and TJ Goins was fourth at 10.65. Vernon Silver, Jerry Butler, and maybe you see the rest of the list here on the screen. Congratulations to y'all, and thank you again, Winston Michel. Bowie Shoots, they had the Classic the past weekend. It was out of Stephenville, and you know, Steve Fontana and Gene Andre had finished the year as the team champions for the whole year. Well, I thought they were going to make a good run and win. You know, I thought they had them located. This is Steve Fontana's home base. You believe it or not. I don't care if he's cranking a fish and spinnerbait, his own spinnerbait like he does around them things, or a lunkalure. This is what happened. His good buddies Chuck Ballard and Brad Bowie then beat him out of first place at the Classic. They had 14.05. Second was Steve Fontana and Gene Andre with 13.19, not far back. Spencer Grimion and Patrick Rachel had 11.72. Big Bass was 4.4 by Spencer Grimion and Patrick. So that's 4.44. That's it. That's the Classic. So we were looking forward to next year. But they gave you a clue what they're catching those fish on. Buzzbaits early in the morning. You know, them shad right now showing up, and the birds in the trees. So I don't want to give all the secrets away, but that they were doing it. Now we got some tournaments coming up. This coming weekend, I'm going to be at the Sac-A-Lait tournament. It's going to be at Bayside. I'm going to be there riding as a participant. I'm going to be riding with Leonard Klein Peter and Mr. David Pizzolata. But a lot of those big Sac-A-Lait fish are going to be there. And Mr. Glenn Davidson and put it on. It's going to be at Bayside. You can contact Mr. Glenn. I think they got a website. You can check if you want to participate this coming Saturday at Bayside right there in Pierreport. Another tournament coming up, you know, don't forget, July 4th weekend, the Golden Medal Fushon Rodeo. That's the big one. That's the big one. That's next to the Big Daddy one. That is one of the oldest ones. So y'all saw what we did. There's a lot of activities going on, air conditioning, tent. It'll be at Moran's Marina, don't forget. The Big Daddy Grand Isle Rodeo is coming up the last weekend in July. Then you got the Fall Pie down in Venice Marina. That's coming up same weekend now. And now we got one that's a little bit early notice. You just send me one, but the Lafitte Knights of Columbus, the second annual, will be at Nick's Marina. So you can find out more about that. That's going all the way to August. Now, big event, the DU Covington Green Wing event, Saturday. Look at this flyer, June 29th. Big deal. They're going to have all kind of people teaching you how to shoot, skeet shooting, rifle shooting, and whatever you want in the outdoors, they're going to be there, plus food and everything, and it's not very expensive. So check this out. That's in Covington, the Green Wing event on June 29th. And I don't want to leave nothing out. Okay, I see, I got it. That's it. That's it. That's far as the report, tournament report coming up. Can't think of anything else. I'll leave it out. I'll catch it next week. We'll be right back with a Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
That's a good one.
Today on Dockside TV, we're going perch jerking. Might even catch a few sockeye in the mix. Stay tuned for this episode of Dockside TV. See ya.
I'm an outsider, we like to play outside. I'm an outsider, we out here feeling alive. I'm an outsider, we like to go outside. I'm an outsider, we out here feeling alive. Spectators, yeah, that's what I call them. A whole generation just sitting around watching doing nothing. Watching doing nothing. I'm an outsider, we like to play outside. I'm an outsider, we out here feeling alive. I'm an outsider, we like to go outside. I'm an outsider, we out here feeling alive. I'm an outsider, we like to play outside. I'm an outsider, we out here feeling alive. I'm an outsider, we like to go outside. I'm an outsider, we out here feeling alive.
All right, fellas. Well, today we're moving up a little shallower. We're running these road runners, and we run our matrix spins with our mini matrix. As the water warms up, we like to go a little shallower. Okay, here we go. Nice little perch. What I do here, I got a road runner here, and then I take our we get these spiking pins, and we sell these on our website. I put blue and chartreuse. This is actually Pink Lady. Ladies Night. This is our pink lure. And it works great as pink too, especially in clear water. There she goes.
Nice crappie. I think it's a crappie.
It's a crappie.
That's
a good crappie.
Crappie. And what we're trying to do today is fish a new area. It's always fun when you catch them in a new area.
Got a nice fish here, guys, coming in. That might be a sock Malay. Is it? Yep, a little sock Malay. Oh, yeah. There we go. Is that nice? Beautiful little sock Malay with a Matrix Mini on a Roadrunner. Can't beat it.
That's what we're looking for. And we forgot the ice chest at home, so we are catch and releasing crappie.
Yeah, lucky day.
In this bayou, in this black water, they're called sakale. But this fish has no idea how lucky he is, because we don't throw the sakale back too often. Let them go. See you later, buddy. There's a little perch right there. What Steve and I like to do when we're fishing these shallow banks is we want to cover a lot of water, that way we can locate them. Whether it's perch, crappie, bass. When we're fishing with the ultralights, we're usually looking for the perch and crappie. Steve likes to throw a Roadrunner. We can fish really fast with that, and once we start getting several bites, we'll double dip back around, and then a lot of times we'll go to the cork and consolidate on an area and milk it and catch as many as we can out of certain little pockets or shorelines. Oh, missed it. Hold on. Let me throw right back in there. Give that another shot.
The baby gator's coming for your cork.
Get a gator coming from my cork, guys. We're gonna have to scare him away. Look at that. Get out of here. Yeah. Stop.
All right, guys. What I like to do is I like to throw it out, count it down a little bit, and then the trick with a Roadrunner is slow. You don't fish a Roadrunner fast. Jimmy Houston's been saying that for years. Says you can't fish a Roadrunner wrong as long as you fish it slow. But that's the trick. You know, sometimes a little, they call it a little grass there, but sometimes a little spinner will spin, sometimes it don't. But it's been out fishing the beetle spin today. Spin the ticket, you know. And it looks great with our chartreuse bait there, our mini.
Some nice perching. It's amazing how they get them little minnows down. Got them little bitty mouths they got. Talk about good eating right there. Again, forgot the ice chest, so they're going back home.
Nice, man. Here comes a gator, wants some lunch. You gotta get him in the boat. Ah, the gator wants him. Look at him coming. No free lunch here today, big boy. No. Oh my goodness, he wasn't coming off. Okay. All right, guys, here's a nice little 2-pound bass. The tail's tore up. And this gator here saw us reel it in, and he wants lunch. But you don't feed alligators. You know why? They'll eat your puppy dogs. Striper? Yeah. It's a striper. Look at that. I think that's a true striper too. I don't know. See? It might be a little white bass. I don't know. That's a. Whoop. Look at that, guys. It's Captain Steve's throwing towards the bank with the Roadrunner. I was jigging deep, about 10 foot of water. Caught this little striper. That's the first for me. Let him go. Get it back out here to the deep. Oh, what we got here? We got us a Roadrunner with a Matrix. Oh, nice little crappie here, baby. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, he took that thing down there. Here we go, fellas. Beautiful little Remy bluegill perch, whatever you want to call it. Got a little sore in his head. Down, son. Don't mess around. That crappie wanted it. He was hungry. Little guy was hungry. There we go. There we go. All right. Off we go, little guy. Yeah. Okay. Right off that grass bed right there. I'm gonna throw it in the chest. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dockside TV. Perch jerking. Throwing Roadrunners with Matrix Minis and Matrix Minis on a 32nd and 16th ounce jig head underneath a cork. Catching perfect eating size brim. Only problem is we're not keeping them today. Make sure to check out all of our Dockside TV episodes, fishing all styles of fishing from speckled trout and redfish all the way to perch and crappie. Till next time, good fishing.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious, thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave in crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Welcome back to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Hey guys, let me tell you what, before I get started too, I don't know if I mentioned it, that Green Wing Day in Covington is going to be at the Bogafala Park in Covington. So and it runs from 11 to 2. I'm going to get that back out of the way. I promised that young lady running that tournament. It's usually a big crowd, so you get there, boy, there'll be some fun things going on. The fishing report, we're going to start with the shoreline right now. The big news right now is cocodrie. I just run into Morgan Descant. He had some beautiful pictures of trout, and it shows him with two of the biggest ones. They was catching them on Carolina rig, fishing live shrimp in the Cocandree area. I seen one of those pictures of a rig in the background, so I didn't ask him exactly where he caught them, but when you're saying Cocandree, my good friends, the Chapmans from up in North Louisiana, Miss Pam, she's been catching a lot of beautiful trout, but here she caught her first big redfish. Congratulations, Miss Pam. Keep in touch. Thank y'all for always sending us a report. Lake Catherine, again, they got so much to report at Lake Catherine, Pontchartrain area. Right now I'm going to talk about in Lake Pontchartrain and all them those subdivisions and them canals. You see with Chaz and them, the captain, Gallo and them. By the way, I would give Gallo's name and number. He's booked. I tried to book a trip. I might have to go all the way to the fall to fish with him, but he's also, just like Miss Angie and all them, he's free with information. I'm telling you what, if you want to find out, you call him, if you can't book a trip, he'll give you some advice, tell you what they're fishing on, what they're catching them on, and the areas they're fishing. Now, he ain't gonna put you right into the exact spot, and I don't blame him, but I tell you what, he's to give out so much information. See on TV, when you get a chance to see him on TV, you talk to him, it's about like Charlie Thomason. They could go to school when you talk to those guys, and Dudley Vanderboer, you know, Don, that's what we missed about Don. Don fishing with all those older time captains, and tremendous knowledge, and they all share it with everybody. Talking about sharing knowledge, Lafitte right now. Tofield sent me some pictures. There's a lot of people been coming in. A couple of his trips have been canceled because of the weather, and I'm talking about his plane trips, but they still going. A lot of those people in Lafitte, you notice, are running toward Grand Isle and finding those trouts in the back, even when it's rough. Now, they cross Little Lake and a couple of those lakes. It gets a little rough and choppy, but they're finding a place to fish. So I want you to remind y'all that don't forget, and you can call NewOrleansFishing.com, Bourgeois Fishing Charters. You can get some reports from them, and you can book with them. So good friends, been there, always giving trips, working with us. I've been on this, we've been doing this show on starting our 18th year. Tofield been there for the whole thing, so I don't ever want to forget him. And Lake Catherine right now, you know, our big word coming from Lake Catherine is Miss Angie and David Stewart. By the way, they're building up. They're getting ready to have their own store and everything, but she gives the most current and most accurate report. And things were bad, she'll tell you that it's bad, but she'll tell you where to go and to make it a little bit better, especially inshore in Lake Catherine. But she's been getting these smorgasbords, and he's sending me those pictures of these fish. And you see their sheephead, their bass, their drum, there's redfish, and even a few specks are starting to show up. So if you got any doubt, you call it. Don't forget they got boat sheds and storage and everything else. And they even got my aluminum boat ready to go with a little top on it. I got it stored over there at Lake Catherine at Island Marina. So now, some of her captives, Clint DeOrmus, you saw in that show, they staying on. They got a great network and staying on it. Captain Morvant and all those captains over there, they network and they see what's going on, and they got so much confidence in what they think sometimes they ain't gonna go chase somebody else's fish, they chase them. But people that are normal, go over there and fish, I call weekend warriors. You look at Lake Catherine right now, Marina, and you look at all these pictures, they ain't killing them, but they catching fish and making a trip worthwhile. Don't forget that. They're catching them both on live shrimp and fresh shrimp. But let me tell you, Chaz and them, naturally he's a Matrix Shed guy, but some of those guys are catching them on the Matrix Shed. Some of them then weekend warriors, they've been sending me reports. I know Mike Gallo is also catching them some. They're catching them on the LSU color and lime truth, or lime lemon head, excuse me, I'll get it straight. They got so many plastic baits that they're all good, but right now basic shad is hot right now over there. Grand Isle, Ken Knockan sent me a beautiful picture. It's 50 trout. Whenever you can get out in Grand Isle, the island's in front. Tommy Vidrine and them are still catching. My friend Bobby Black, and then when I spent a week, couldn't get out, but one day they were going to try to go offshore and catch those mangrove snapper. They're catching them, line snapper, everything over there right catching. Like I said, on weekends, the red snapper season is open, but sometimes it's just been choppy. It's been rough. You get up, they say it's going to be 8 to 10 miles an hour wind, and it's 20 miles an hour. So we play it by ear, but the big thing is they catch them behind the island, catch them on live shrimp, and they also catch them on plastic. But right now they're double rigging matrix shads or even sparkle beetles. Okay, they're double rigging behind the island, no cork, and then bringing them in and catching fish. Now, but still, best way, that 4-horse cork, I'm getting still reports on them on either plastic or live shrimp. I got Grand Isle, I got Bobby Black, and Tommy Vidrine. Let me see if I'm forgetting something. Let me go over to the back. Cocoa Tree, Big Lake. My brother and them were over there, a lot of wind. I know y'all catching fish somewhere over there. I don't know if the river got it all messed up, but y'all not sending me the reports, and I ain't had time to call y'all with all the weather stuff, but I promise y'all I'm going to bring y'all more report next week from Big Lake. I know they got to be catching fish over there. My brother, my nephew couldn't. We were over there for a political function, and they couldn't. It was too windy and it was muddy. They couldn't fish off his pier. That one that goes out 900 foot over there on the northeast corner of Big Lake. Now, let's go to. I'm gonna go to freshwater right now, and let me just remind y'all. When you send me a picture, be sure you send me a picture with somebody in it, okay? If you send me a picture with somebody in it, I don't mind if you got some big, and you show me a few of the biggest fish or box shot, but send that thing with the picture and be sure you give me a report, what you caught them on, where you caught them, and when you caught them. My friend Mark, I'm apologize. The pictures, wasn't you in it? And they were there, and the editor said, look, he said, Mark's gonna send better pictures than that. We ain't gonna run them, but I did give you a report over there that you're catching fish in Bayou Liberty. So thank you very much. Now, the reports right now is Sac-A-Lait. I got the Sac-A-Lait tournament coming up, and I'll be there Saturday, but Verrett, Stephenville area, Bayou Black, Glenn Davis, he's scouting. You ought to look at these fish coming out of Lake Verrett. And I didn't think I showed you last week, but he's using the straight tail Bobby Garland and the blue ice. He was fishing that one. Glenn Davis, look, here's some ones. This is a box shot. Just laying down to show you how big these Sac-A-Lait, besides the one he's holding. We ran a little bit last week. I want to show you again. Steve Fontana and them scouting for the tournament, him and Brad Bowie. Look at the size of these Sac-A-Lait. He had one of them was over 2 pounds. He had one of them that was way over 2 pounds. It's a box shot. I don't know if I sent it to Chris or not, but look at him holding these Sac-A-Lait up. Lake Pelican, John Bernard and them still catching fish. You got to hunt that clear water. They're dead in canals north of Lake Pelican. They fishing worms, night crawlers. Paul Padit didn't send me a fish. He called himself the Louisiana Hunter. He been at Toledo Bend, and he been catching brim like crazy, and catfish, you know. He said he'd been catching a few bass. He didn't send me a picture. Or if he did, he got lost. But he did give me a report. Guess what he's using bait? I remember an old man who used to fish Fouchon. He'd go to any market in town, Tony's anywhere, he'd buy those big shrimp. He put them in a bucket. He put a lot of extra salt. Salt them real good, and he put them in the freezer, okay? And he take the freezer out, and he let them defrost while you get there. They're so much harder, they don't break up. You can even take pieces and put it on plastic or bait. Guess what he catching those brim on? Little pieces of shrimp and them catfish. That's what he catch them on at Toledo Bend. Again, I told you, the Sac-A-Lait are biting. the brim of biting wherever you can find it. Most of the landings are opening now, still in Stephenville and the Lake Lorette area, but you got to remember, again, they're still wake zones. My North Louisiana report, talking from some of the wildlife managed areas, the roads are closed and things are still closed. But Lotto, Saline, and them canals offer, they're catching sac-a-lait on shiners, they catch them on the spider rigs, they're catching them on different things. But shiners seem to be the best bait. But some of the landings are open, some are not. Check. Call the sheriff's office to catch anyway. If you want to go over there and catch some of them sac-a-lait or this, whatever you want to do. I'm still getting reports from the lakes like Concordia, St. John, Lake Bruin. So if you want to make them trips, call over there and see what I hear they're catching brim, bass, and sac-a-lait. Before I get out of here, there's one more thing I wanted to say. Let me see here. I got all this pretty done. Oh, I know what I want to say. Me and Chris was discussing. I'm getting some reports. The fireworks displays coming up 4th week on the water. We know at Bridgeside, in one of the nights, 4th of July weekend, they're going to have their fireworks display right there by Bridgeside. I got reports coming from the tourism out of Toledo Bend. They got a big fireworks display on Toledo Bend. I forgot where it was going to be, but do it. And I tried to get Chris to help me, but you know, Chris is one of the best editors around, but he's comical sometimes. He said, hey, it's 4th of July. They're going to be shooting fireworks all over the world, especially in the United States. He said, they're going to be in New York. They're going to be everywhere. He said, in fact, you better watch. They're going to be shooting them in your backyard. They're going to be shooting them on the street. Just look out the door. He said, they're going to be shooting fireworks. 4th of July coming up in another week or so, but just don't forget it about Independence Day and why I can do this show and why y'all can sit there at home and watch. So I hope I didn't forget nothing, but if I did, I'll bring it up next week. Don't forget to get out. And let's see if I black cloud these boys. They're pretty good sac-a-lait fishermen, so I'm going to be at Bayside all day Saturday. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Come back and watch us some more.
This is your weekly trip to Paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.